let's say just over 90%. But we have said our skills levels are at 38%. Our science skills are around 10%. So we have come to again ask ourselves what being educated means. We believe that when we ask these questions, we will be able to provide the appropriate answers for the appropriate development of this continent. We believe that a well-designed and philosophized education pipeline that leads to goods and services can only lead to the modernization and industrialization of Africa. Modernization, I say, because it's development which is for Africa. Modernizing the way we do things. We do not necessarily have to easternize, southernize, westernize, I mean modernize. Once the design and philosophy of the education pipeline is wrong, no development resulting from research and innovation activities can be expected. Please allow me to explain this phenomenon. I will underpin my presentation by just repeating the word design, 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 and design. Because design is everything. Design is exemplified by this thing which says round pegs in square holes and round pegs, square pegs in round holes. It's all about the design. It is a fact that despite having encouraged mass university education at independence, most parts of post-independence Africa are still less industrialized compared with other parts of the world. Our story today and right now is to demonstrate how this is a clear consequence of the continued use of a colonial design and philosophy of the education pipeline. We will also demonstrate how the reconfiguration of the design and philosophy of the education pipeline can and will result in the rapid industrialization and modernization of Africa, and in particular, in the world in general, based on science, technology, and innovation as a vehicle. Honorable ministers, ladies and gentlemen, let me state that education in general, and science, technology, and innovation in particular, must cause industry. If it can't cause industry, we don't need it. So, we say science, technology, and innovation must cause industry. First of all, in its most basic forms. In its most basic forms. For example, agriculture. I've asked a question. Zimbabwe has 97% literacy, but we are importing food. 97% literacy, but we're importing medicine. This is just an example because I'm talking about Zimbabwe as a country that I know. But I think this replicates across the continent. Industry in its most basic forms must be informed by science, technology, and innovation. Agriculture, mining, and manufacturing, using raw materials from mining and agriculture. By applying science on these, we'll be able to contribute to the world. The world is waiting for Africa's contribution, and the time is now. In essence, science, technology, and innovation must lead to the attainment of the letter and spirit of the SDGs if STI is done with the correct philosophy and design of the education pipeline. Most institutions of higher learning, particularly in Africa, have been following a traditional tripartite mission of the design of education, which was teaching, research, and community service. The tradition was inherited from the colonial design. It's not to blame it, that's the way it was designed. It was designed to provide clerical work for the colonial administration, to provide engineering maintenance, not design, maintenance of the colonial industry. So if we continue with this design, We are people for the street because the industry is not there. We have to design and deploy that industry. We call this Education 3.0 model, which is a typical colonial design. It's not about colonial debate. It's about